Welcome to JSA TV, your virtual newsroom for telecom professionals. Joining us here today, we're honored to have Mr. Hunter Newby. Hunter, how are you today?
Very well, thanks. Thanks for having me.
So I'd like to talk to you about Atlanta. Atlanta is a hot hub for telecom. It's certainly a gateway for the Southeast, particularly the property of 55 Marietta and the co-location facility located there. The carrier-neutral co-location facility, let's say, Colo ATL. Can you tell us a little bit more about what's happening over at Colo ATL?
Sure. Yeah, Colo ATL is carrier-neutral meeting room at 55 Marietta Street. And within Colo ATL, created a couple of different things. One of them is the Georgia Technology Center and the GTC, as we call it. It's a live lab for equipment vendors to interoperate and test and trial their equipment, connecting to carrier service providers as well as enterprise networks. And we've just basically opened, we've launched, and we're starting to bring in different equipment vendors. And our first official member was Brocade, which was a vendor that builds Ethernet switches, and that Ethernet switch that's the Brocade within the GTC is actually the basis of the Southeast Network Access Point, the SNAP, which is a new SDN-based internet exchange that's within technically the confines of the GTC. And the founding members of the SNAP included Georgia Tech and the Genie project, which is backed by BBN, Raytheon, as well as PeachNet. And we're embarking on helping to develop open flow protocol-based applications that will run over IP networks that will peer through the SNAP. The second and most recent GTC member is Optilian, our good friends at Optilian, my good friend Brian Savory at Optilian. And their equipment presence, again, all basically transport optical equipment, Ethernet equipment, for the purposes of interoperating, trialing, and testing, interexchanging traffic between themselves, other vendors, themselves carriers, and the SNAP. So to show that they can support SDN, specifically open flow based protocol peering. So there's a lot going on at Colo ATL within the GTC and within the SNAP. And we look forward to more to come.
So at Colo ATL, there's certainly a lot going on. You have the GTC, a wonderful showcase for technology innovation, where such players like Brocade and Optilian are featured. And I feel like more and more equipment vendors are being announced daily there. And then you also have SNAP, which is an SDN peering fabric. Honestly, it's one of the first I've heard of an SDN-specific peering fabric. Is that accurate, Hunter?
Yeah, it's one of the first SDN sort of intentioned exchanges that was originally created for that purpose. It's not that SDN, which is a pretty broad term, specifically with open flow as a protocol, could be deployed on an existing internet exchange. It's just that we created this exchange point specifically with Georgia Tech and the Genie project to develop open flow based applications and help facilitate open flow development between and amongst application developers and network operators, be they enterprise, research and education, or service providers. So from that perspective, it's unique. It's independent. It's neutral. Colo ATL itself is not a network operator. There are other initiatives underway where SDN-based exchanges are being talked about or potentially happening, and some of those have network operators as operators of the exchange itself. That's not what we are. So there's differences and there's some facets and nuances, but we are truly independent and really just here to help. I mean, we'll welcome any network operator, any equipment vendor into the facility, with the intention of helping to create the future of networking based within SDN.
Well, wonderful. Now, for our viewers who want to learn more, where should they go?
You can visit coloatl.com, the Georgia Technology Center, so georgiatechnologycenter.com, or Southeast Network Access Point, southeastnat.com.
And there you have it. Thanks so much, Hunter, for joining us, and thank you, viewers, for tuning in to JSA TV.